starters for Summit Academy. Do you want me to hit those real quick?
Please do.
Yeah, you got number 2, Destiny Flores. You got number 3, Avery Backus. She's the leading scorer for the Bears this year, averaging, I think about 18 points a game. Got to get that pulled up here.
About 16,
16 points a game. Yeah, great little player there. Avery Backus. Number 20, Regan Gorgeson? Gorgeson, okay. Number 22,
Georgeson, maybe?
Number 22, Sierra Johnson, and 42, Keita Holmes.
Mention a couple of those starters for the Cowboys as they go low to Allred. She's fouled, and Avery will go to the line. Cody Williams does start wearing number 10. Bailey Louder wears number 1. Number 13, Afton Orgill. She'll give you 3 assists per game as well. They got 3 players averaging 3 assists per game.
Wow.
Do the Cowboys. They all move the basketball really well. And then rounding out that starting lineup, number 22, Ren White. As the first free throw drops for Allred, 16 points a game for Avery. Look at these shooting splits, Greg. 52 from the floor, 43 from 3, 64 at the line.
Wow. Yeah, those first 2 are amazing. The third one is I mean, it's not.
You want it in the 70s.
Average.
Yeah.
It's maybe a touch below average, but still, those 2-point shots and the 3-point shots, that's excellent splits.
Flores gives it in the corner. First possession here for the Summit Academy Bears. As Johnson's got it. The dribble drive here from Backus. High floater, no. Louder gets the rebound, and the Cowboys will look to push her. Here's the thing about Bailey Louder. She's a center, but averages 3 assists per game and can really move the basketball. 3-point shot on the way from White is no good. And now a 15-footer from Cody Williams. Glass does not go, and the rebound comes down to Johnson. Outlet right side, Flores. She'll go behind her back. Summit Academy comes in 15-8 on the season as the baseline jump shot is good by Reagan Georgeson.
Yeah, good-looking jump shot there from the left side. These 2 teams, they've played each other 12 times since 2013. Summit Academy won the first one.
Been all
11
Grantsville
straight
since.
for Grantsville since then. Yep.
I think that's been the case for a lot of teams against Grantsville over the last couple of years. We talked about program to program as the deflection by Avery Allred nearly runs into her own student section. Good little group coming down from Grantsville.
Yeah.
They've always traveled well, no matter where we've held the state tournament. And sometimes they've had the boys and the girls in contending places the last few years. Boys not making it down this year in a bit of a rebuild. Got some good wins late, though, as they're hoping that'll propel them into next season.
Yeah, they did. Great job by the coaching staff there to get a win over who? South Summit?
South Summit.
That was a huge win, the number 1 team.
Bank shot in and out from Johnson. Rebound comes down now to Louder. Louder in transition, going to give left side to Orgill. She'll dump it off inside to Allred. Ball gets tipped into the hands of Cody Williams. Minute and a half into this one, tied at 2.
Bailey Louder, a lot of size, and you see her on the perimeter as well. That shows you how good of a player she can be with that size and to be able to play on the perimeter.
Nice runner from Cody Williams, 4-2. Our score, Cody was the 6th woman off the bench last year for the Lady Cowboys, and somehow that wasn't a blatant push right in front of us. Deflection as Coach Josh Archuleta is trying to get a timeout in here and another turnover, and that's what Grantsville's MO has been over the last few years. Left-hand finish and the foul. Bailey Louder fired up. Again, Grantsville was the runner-up last year. They were the number 1 seed coming into the tournament, got to the championship game, had beat Morgan twice, lost to Morgan in the championship in what was a thrilling game. Morgan's not here this year.
Yeah, Morgan,
a rebuild.
Boys or girls, not down here. When's the last time you heard that in 3A? It's been a long time since that was the case in 3A. They're just great basketball programs on both sides, especially those girls.
Yes.
They've multiple state championships and won one last year, as you mentioned.
The last time the state tournament was held here, Morgan won it as the 8th seed down here during that COVID year where they played 3 and 2A all in 1 week here at the SVC. Johnson sends corner over to Flores, now back up top. Grantsville just so active with their hands, gets so many deflections. That's been their MO. Again, Louder, tallest girl out there, and she is the point of this 1-3-1 defense. And the lay-in on the other end. Good job breaking that down by the Bears.
Yeah, nice little turnaround there. 4 points for Gorgeson.
I'm going with Georgeson.
I'm going to go with that too.
That's how it's spelled. So the drive to the basket here and the finish. Good take from Afton Orgill. That makes it 9-4. As Louder again, the length at the point of the attack of this press. Backus has it deflected out of bounds, and it will stay Summit Academy basketball.
I don't know how many teams in 3A girls would have Bailey Loud or somebody of her size playing outside like she does, or the point on defense.
Yeah.
What a benefit to be able to have other girls that are down low that have some size while she can play up top.
And just wreaks havoc
right
there.
Yep.
Gets the deflection. Flores with it, gets it over in the corner. Quick three-point trigger, way long, and the rebound comes down in the corner to Afton Orgill. Orgill across the timeline will look to attack. Euro step, dump it off inside to Allred. She'll turn, miss, rebound inside, comes down to Flores. And right into this 1-2-2. Grantsville does not hesitate at all off a miss to get into a press, full court. Open three-point shots on the way. It's short from Georgeson, or excuse me, yeah, that is Georgeson.
Yep.
And Coach Archuleta likes it. He likes the open looks that they're getting, just haven't hit a few of them. First sub of the game, Emmy Butler, a freshman. Coach Megan Vera for Grantsville not afraid to play freshmen.
Wow.
Bailey Louder's been in the lineup since she was a freshman. Avery Allred, same thing. Ball now comes into Louder, and she's bringing the ball down, Greg. Kind of playing a point center. Hey, Andre Karolinko's in Salt Lake tonight. Maybe she's drawing some inspiration there.
There you go.
Ball tipped out to bounds. It'll go to Summit Academy. Speaking of the Jazz, taking on the Hornets. 20-18, your score on that one with 3 minutes left in the opening quarter. Jazz making a lineup change. They go Collins, Markkinen, Hendricks, Sexton, and George. Bryce Sensabaugh in the lineup in the rotation tonight.
Yeah, Taylor Hendricks getting the start, the number 9 pick. That's pretty
You
fun.
like that.
Yeah.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, why not?
Walker Kessler back to a bench roll, and just can't play Kessler and Collins together if you're the Jazz. That's the problem there. And a turnover. Problem going the other way as the Cowboys look to run. Cody Williams with it will look to attack. Dumps it off inside to Allred. She's fouled, and Avery will go back to the free throw line here with 4:06 left here in the first quarter.
A lot of strength there by Avery Allred to be able to take the harm right there, still get the ball up at the hoop. You know, if you make it, you get an and one opportunity, but really you're just trying to get those 2 free throws after that foul, and a good job to even get that ball up on the hoop by her.
9-4 our score. Cowboys lead it. Allred back at the stripe, and she hits it. 3 for 3 now. Zadie Thornton's going to check in, the sophomore for the Cowboys. Now a timeout to Josh Archuleta. We'll take it as well here on TeamHive.live, ETV, and KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. 10-4. That's the score. 4 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the first quarter. One more free throw here for Allred. Great start for Avery. Good aggressive drive against 16 points a ball game.
As you mentioned, 64% from the line this season. She's improving that so far tonight as 4 for 4 now.
Knocks them all down. 11-4. Grantsville leads it. And again, this pressure now in back more of a 2-2-1 as once again Louder gets her hands on the basketball. Allred skips it up ahead, right side to Thornton. Back up to Allred. Hesitates. Looks to get to the basket, just loses it out of bounds. It's deflected by Summit Academy, stays Grantsville ball. And how about Avery Allred? Such a threat from 3, over 40%, Greg. And a good closeout by Summit Academy. You'd rather have her maybe attacking in that situation. Ball trying to get thrown in, and it's a turnover. Going the other way, Allred knocks it off the shoe, and staying out of bounds, was Backus, so... Sub here for Grantsville. It's going to be number 13, Afton Orgill, who's going to check back in. Going to replace Thornton. So 3:50 left. Orgill pounds the rock. Going to send it back up top to Williams. Cody gives it over right side. Now baseline to Emery Clark. Again, just a freshman in the ball game. Left-hand dribble from Cody Williams. She'll look to attack, send it to Allred. Corner threes on the way, in and out. That ball was down, and good hustle to go get the offensive rebound by Butler. Drive from Williams, little runner for 2, no. Fight for the board, comes down inside to Holmes. Keita Holmes crosses the timeline, gives it over left side to Backus. Backus has had a quiet start to this game, draws a quick double. Left hand looks to attack. Left hand floater, pretty shot. The drive from Avery Backus, 11-6 now. Cowboys still in front.
Avery Backus not the tallest player out there, might be the shortest out there. And to average 16 points a game, you can tell she's obviously a real good ball player, can get her shot. When you can put a shot up quick like that, neutralizes the tall people down low.
Nice high arcing floater.
Yep.
Emmy Butler straightaway three. That's off the side of the rim. Rebound comes down now to Backus. Backus on the right side. Draws a quick double. This Grantsville defense so aggressive as Louder blocks the three-point shot out of bounds. Stays with Summit Academy with 27 seconds on the shot clock here.
Talked about her length all night, and it shows right there on that corner three. Just rises up and knocks that out of bounds. Beautiful block shot.
Holmes with the basketball. Keita pounds the rock. Going to send it in right side to Georgeson. Deflected. And we're going to get a foul here. Going the other way. Coach Archuleta does not like that. It's going to go the other way.
That. Ooh, geez, that's a tough call right there. Emmy Butler, though, reaching for that ball, and she creates the foul. A lot of good Butlers in the Grantsville area. A lot of football players. They had a Coach Butler for years up there.
Right.
That was their state championship coach in the 90s. I don't know if she's related, but I would say there's a good chance of it.
Ball goes over on the right side now to Cody Williams. Swings it over left side to Allred. Allred pumps, now gives back to Butler. Left-hand dribble attack here from Sadie Thornton. She'll send to the corner. Butler sets her feet for three, short on the graze of the rim, and the rebound comes down to Backus.
Yeah, good box out there by Backus, keeping Louder on her back. Able to come down with it. Now this trap, though. She's got to get it across. Good dribbling.
Just does. Great ball handling. Gives her 5 assists, 5 rebounds. You mentioned one of the smallest players on the court gives you 5 boards a game.
Yeah.
Ball goes now inside of Georgeson. Her shot's no good. Cody Williams comes down with the board. Williams, 12 points, 3 assists per game on her junior season, was the 6th woman on that state runner-up team a year ago. Misses inside, fight for the loose ball on the ground, and we'll get a tie-up. Possession will go to Summit Academy here with a minute 43 left here, opening period. And Summit Academy keeping it close here. Defensively, I feel like Summit's done a nice job. Team averages 61 a game. You held them to 11.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you can keep within 5 in the first quarter here of the number 1 ranked Grantsville Cowboys, got to be happy about that.
Break the press. Backus with a beautiful feed, and the finish inside from Sierra Johnson. It's a one possession game, 11-8 with a minute 26 to go in the first quarter.
First 2 there by Sierra Johnson, just sneaking back past the defense, and Backus keeping her head up and making that pass down low quick.
Williams gives to Allred. Now the drive from Thornton. She'll get to the 10.
Ooh.
Fouled. I think that one of them was clean. I think the other player got her with the arm, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, because that looked pretty clean. Coach Archuleta, I think, is agreeing with me, but as you watch that replay, the official had a good view of it, and it's going to put a couple of free throws there for Sadie Thornton.
Just a sophomore. Rocking number 2. Shots up, and no good.
43% from the line this year is Sadie. As a sophomore, she's probably going to work on that, try and get that up over 50, 60%.
That's a summer thing for sure. Yeah. What's impressive about Grantsville, Mackenzie Allen comes from a good family friend of ours. Her aunt and my wife, mission companion, so I've known what a great player she was when she was here. How about this for Grantsville? You lose your all-time leading scorer. She was the all-time leading scorer in the history of Grantsville girls basketball. You don't bring a senior back, and you go 21-2.
That is the way you build a program, as you mentioned.
Louder the steal and the layup on the other side. So 14-8 now for Grantsville. Just didn't have that thought in the pregame, and just as we've been sitting here in the first quarter, that doesn't happen a whole lot when you lose an all-timer like that. Louder gets another deflection and then a foul out front. Going to go on Backus here. We'll see. Was that 2 on Backus?
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts having 2 on her, their leading scorer. No fouls on Grantsville this quarter. Now 5 in the bonus.
And how aggressive have they been defensively, too, and not to commit fouls?
Yeah, do a great job.
So Afton Orgill, just 43% for her on the year. This team shoots 60%, and she'll miss the first 2. Get one more. Been a quick-moving first quarter. Again, you mentioned no fouls for Grantsville, so only one team's committing the fouls. One more here for Orgill. And it's no good. Rebound comes down inside. Sydney Orm, a freshman who's checked in. That Orm name.
Yeah, for
Rings some
Summit
bells.
Academy.
Yep.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. I think last year they had an Orm kid, or maybe it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. And there's Grantsville picking up their first foul with 36.7 on the game clock.
Louder would have had a chance at another breakaway layup like she had early in the game if the whistle wouldn't have been blown.
So it'll now be baseline out of bounds for Summit Academy, 36.7. Holmes will send it in right side to Backus. Backus up top on the right wing, holding that high, looks to spin off of it. Good move to get in the lane. Left hand off the rim, no good, and the rebound comes down inside to White. Ball now comes to Cody Williams. Shot clock is off. Grantsville can hold for one shot if they choose to do so. Now Orgill with it, will look to attack. Crosses over, gives over right side now. A deep three, good rotation on the ball. It's no good. It's tapped and controlled by Flores. 7 seconds. Flores is going to get it up, and I don't think that was touched by anybody, as it's going to go back to Grantsville with 2.3 on the clock.
Yeah, you thought Grantsville might work for that last shot and then took a deep three instead, but going to get the ball back. Maybe have a chance at one more shot.
So we'll have side out of bounds here for Louder. She gets it into Williams. Williams just loses it. And that will end the first period.
Are they calling a foul?
It looked like it.
Oh, nope. Just end of the quarter.
Yep. Grantsville 14, Summit Academy 8 on TeamHive.live, ETV, and KSLSports.com.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Bark is an app that helps families manage every aspect of their children's digital lives. Worried about your 12-year-old stumbling upon something harmful or inappropriate? With Bark, you can block sites and apps. Bark runs in the background, scanning your child's digital activities, and sends you an alert if it detects something you need to know about. While there are lots of options out there, Bark's approach to online safety is one of a kind. You've got this, and Bark's got your back.
Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. 14-8 our score. Grantsville in front. Summit Academy did a good job kind of keeping afloat, if you will, only down 6.
Yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, you thought Grantsville, we made the comment that Summit Academy's keeping it close, keeping it within 5 or so, and then Grantsville got a couple of steals back to back right after we said that and scored a couple of points. But still, as you mentioned, Summit Academy keeping it close.
Yeah.
If they could keep it, I think if they could keep it within 6-8 points at halftime, play another quarter, I think they'd be pretty happy with that.
Oh, absolutely. Ball goes inside and out. Louder will take the 3. That's in and out. Rebound fought for and out of bounds to Summit Academy. So they get a stop on possession 1 of the second quarter.
Yeah, so far here in the girls bracket.
Please update us, my friend.
Yeah, it's been chalk so far. The higher seeds moving on, Carbon and Richfield. The boys bracket, much different.
Yeah, a lot going on.
10
and it
seed,
has been the whole
5
season.
Seed, yeah.
Whole tournament. Up top, Backus with it. She'll get in the lane. Runner for 2. A good look. Falls short. Rebound comes down to White. Williams comes the other way on the right side for the Cowboys. Going to give it back up top to Orgill. Orgill with the basketball. Going to skip it left side. Louder. Louder up top. Going to give it over to White. White now on the right side to Orgill. Orgill's got it. Pump fake's going to send it left side now to White. Louder, left-hand dribble, going to look to get to the basket, throws up a shot, it's no good, and the rebound comes down inside to Sydney Orm.
So Summit Academy, pretty good defense that time, making Louder take a tough shot, run a lot of the clock. They were down to 10 seconds or so on the shot clock.
Ball goes in the corner. Good looking three off. Rebound comes down inside to Flores. She'll send it back out. This three is back off the back rim. Rebound comes down to Orgel.
Summit Academy not afraid to put up those shots pretty quick, are they? They're catching and shooting quick.
A little bit of pressure now from the Bears as neither team scored. Second quarters have been rough today in these girls' games. Second and third quarters have not been kind.
Canyon View's up 11-5 at the end of the first quarter. At halftime, they have 13 points. At the end of the third quarter, how many points did they have?
They
have
13.
13 points. 2 points in a couple of quarters.
They scored 11 in the first quarter and 12 for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Backdoor runner, good. Good job breaking the press. That's Keita Holmes. And the Lady Cowboys take a timeout. We'll take it as well here on TeamHive.live, ETV, and KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
The Chevy Silverado. With available Super Cruise connected by OnStar. Only Super Cruise lets you drive hands-free and tow hands-free. It'll help you get to the adventure energized, and it'll help drive you home. Drive yours away this President's Day. Get 2.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,000 total value on this Silverado High Country when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. It's Grantsville 14, Summit Academy 10. Great defense from the Bears to start this second quarter, Greg. No points on the board for Grantsville.
Yeah, holding Grantsville off the scoreboard for a couple of minutes, that's an accomplishment, you bet.
On the right side, it's Louder. She'll look to cross over, attack to the basket, has it blocked. Great defense.
Was that Backus?
It was Backus.
Wow.
Not backing down.
Yeah. Bailey Louder probably has, 4 or 5 inches?
Maybe even
on
6.
Backus? Yeah, and Backus just goes up and blocks that shot.
And Backus kind of in a matchup zone. She was on her at the beginning of the inbound.
Yeah, they lost Louder there. The inbound could have came to her, and I think she would have had an easy 2.
Thornton gives back up to Louder. Left-hand dribble, sends to the corner now to White. White gives back up top to Orgel. Orgel will drive it. Louder in the corner, sets her feet for 3. It's long. Rebound comes down inside to Thornton. And trying to go somewhere with it. Cowboys reset. Dribble drive opportunity for Orgel.
Beautiful.
He'll pretty scoop shot for 2. And the Cowboys back up 6, 16-10, 5:29 to go.
Love a good finger roll like that. Get past the defense and get it off the glass. Orgel, nice shot.
Back door. How about the press break? A miss, and the putback is no good. And then the rebound comes down inside.
Summit Academy isn't going to have that easy of 2 looks this entire day, and just couldn't put it away.
A reach and a foul. That'll be the first on Summit Academy. The parents in the crowd don't like it. Now baseline for Grantsville. And substitution, as we'll see Emmy Butler, the freshman, back in. She'll replace Ren White. Pounding the rock baseline is Orgel. She'll send it back into Louder. Louder pumps. Left-hand dribble, gets right to the rim. Forces it too strong. Good help defense from Georgeson.
It looked like she thought maybe there would be a little bit more contact than there was right there, and just tried to get it up and get some free throws. But good defense by Summit Academy to not foul.
I like this from Summit Academy. A quick trap in the corner, and Flores just smartly throws it off her defender, saying that this is a scratch. Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, good idea. Good defense by Grantsville to force that.
Yeah. Holmes sends it in the corner again. This is caught by Orm. She's going to take the long shot. It's no good, but last touch by Summit Academy. So back to the Cowboys with 4:46 to go in the half.
I do like how Summit Academy just gets shots up quickly. Sometimes when you're playing a higher-ranked team, kind of a behemoth like Grantsville is, if you got an open look, you just got to take it. If you make them, you make them. If you don't, you don't. But you got to get the shots up on the rim, and they're doing a good job of that.
Ball gets swung up top now straight away to Louder, right side. Go in the paint, Allred. Allred's going to turn, shoot, bank, and score. Pretty footwork from Avery Allred. It's now 18-10.
6 points for Avery Allred to lead the Cowboys. Great little way to hang on that left pivot foot and then get a shot to go.
Ball goes in the corner to Flores now back up to Backus. Good ball movement and an even better help defense from Butler, who then nearly throws it away. Allred now leads the break, a 2-on-2. Going to give to Lauder at the right time, and Lauder finishes with the left hand and the harm. That lead is now up to 10 for the Cowboys. Chance for a three-point play. Beautifully ran fast break between the two juniors, Allred and Lauder.
Yeah, and you love to see Lauder use that left hand, that hand away from the defense, create the contact, and get it to go. 7 points for her, looking for 8 at the free throw line.
66% for Bailey at the line, their second leading free throw shooter. Cody Williams is at 67 and leads the team. So one more coming here to make it 21-10.
Right when Summit Academy cuts it to 4, 14-10, you think maybe, getting a little bit of something going, and Grantsville just answers with 6 straight points.
Missed the free throw. Rebound comes down inside to Brooklyn Walker. That was Sierra Johnson who got that rebound. Ball goes inside to Johnson. She'll send it back up top to Holmes. Deep three from Backus. It's wide right. Rebound comes down now to Sadie Thornton, who runs the break. No one stops the basketball. Thornton gets in the paint. It's deflected, and then Thornton she didn't need to save it, but does. Allred gives it back up top to Butler. Skip right corner, Orgel with the left hand will look to attack, give it over in the corner. Allred, 10-foot baseline jumper. It hits the side of the rim, but she's fouled, not given any room to land. And Coach Archuleta does not agree with that.
Let's see. Let's watch that free throw. Just kind of on that box out, it looked like. Didn't let her land is what the official is saying. You can debate with that all you want, but that's what they're calling right there. And kind of bailed them out because that was an obvious shot that wasn't going to make it.
First one's up and down for Allred. 5 for 5 now.
5 for 5 and one and a 2-point bucket, so 7 points for her.
Timeout on the floor. South Summit takes it. Summit Academy takes it. We'll be back on TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com with ETV.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
3:30 to go before halftime, 21-10. Free throw coming here for Allred. She's 5 for 5 on the evening. Looking to go for 6 for 6 and extend Grantsville's game-high 11-point lead. Looking to make it 12 here. This is just what the Cowboys do to people, Greg. They just kind of wear you down.
Yeah. 4-point game becomes 12. Well, 11. I jinxed her. But
and then
11, just like that.
The save, but it goes to Flores. She's going to get it right side. How quick does this Grantsville team get in the press? Butler, the steal, gets it to Lauder. Lauder with the left hand finishes, now 13, 23-10.
Bailey Lauder doing what she does. 9 points there. She's just such a talent. And now she gets
just
a steal.
Another steal.
Is she going to get an easy 2? No, she'll back it out instead.
Gets it to Orgill, who loses it. Goes off the noggin of Flores. She shakes it off.
Yeah, that's
literally
right.
Shakes it off.
She did, just shook it off and then caught the pass.
Double team comes hard. Again, this 1-2-2. Grantsville's notorious for this. Remember that semi-game last year against Carbon? It was a 30-point game after a quarter.
Yeah.
And Carbon was a team that beat Grantsville in the regular season a year ago. They were relentless with that. Force another turnover here as it's Afton Orgill. She'll look to attack, send it to Lauder. Lauder hesitates, will look to drive. Runner for 2, it's strong. Rebound to Butler. She'll give it to Bailey Lauder. Sends it back up top, Orgill. Thought about the 3, will hesitate. Send back up to Sadie Thornton. Thornton will drive it, send it to Butler in the corner. Butler hesitates, sends it back to Orgill. She'll pump, drive, send it nowhere. Ends up to Allred on the baseline. Avery gets in the paint, sends it out. Open 3-point shot on the way for Thornton. That's strong. Good defense from Summit Academy, and they get the rebound.
Yeah, made them use the whole clock there. They did get a good look.
Yeah.
Grantsville did, but pretty good defense and a good defensive rebound there. Got to get across.
Orm with the basketball, gives it middle. Open shot for Backus, will take. Hey, Banks are still open this late in Richfield. 23-12 after the make from
I can promise
Backus.
you our friend Rick Robinson, the manager at Zions Bank here in Richfield, is not still working.
Backus gets the steal. Looks to go on Louder. Louder just using her length there, gets the block shot. Bailey looks to lead the break. No look, bounce pass to Allred in transition. Avery gets to the 10, finishes for 2. 25-12. Grantsville now ties their game high lead of 13.
Avery Allred and Bailey Louder now with 9 points, game high for each of them.
Ball goes over on the right side. Now it's going to go back to Orm. Johnson catches left corner, gets to Backus. Good pass down low to Flores. She gets trapped with it. Nowhere to go, and we're going to get a 3-second violation going the other way. Coach Archuleta was wanting a timeout. Doesn't get it. Ball goes to Cody Williams. And it will be Grantsville basketball. With minute 13 to go here in this opening half of play. Game 3 in the girls' side of the bracket. Game 7, if you include the boys from this morning and afternoon.
Been here for all of them.
We have. I was a few minutes into the opening game when I walked in the doors. Miss inside from Allred. Ball
you also had a 6 o'clock morning show on KMTI Radio, which you'll have again tomorrow.
I do. Yes, that is correct. Timeout to Summit Academy. We'll take it here. 51 seconds left in the opening half on TeamHive.live, KSLSports.com, and ETV.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. 51.9 seconds before halftime. Grantsville 25, Summit Academy 12. Bears have gotten pretty good looks all the way around. I think they've moved the ball pretty well, Greg. It's just Grantsville, that wear and tear that they put on you has been apparent.
It's a testament to the number 1 team.
Yeah.
We're talking about how Summit Academy has done a pretty good job. You know, you're down 13.
Yeah.
I'm not being negative here. It's just a fact. You've played pretty well, and you're still down 13 to this number 1 team in the state.
And we're going to get a reach-in foul on the Cowboys. That's the first team foul on Grantsville here in the second quarter.
I think they only had...
They had one or two, maybe, in the first
it was
quarter?
Very late because we
had
mentioned it.
None. Yeah, they had none with about a minute left. So
they play aggressive and don't foul.
And I like this style of defense. It's very hands up, in your face, not going to reach, not going to gamble too much.
Yeah. And
it's just solid.
Coach Vera still talking to the official about it.
Williams goes right to the rim. No good. That clearly was a foul. They don't call it. Goes the other way.
I was going to say that was a close one, but my friend Tanner Wilkinson will say
it wasn't,
clearly.
It wasn't close. They missed, and they miss them. They do. I'm not trying to be negative here. It just happens. So a reach and foul. I don't need a call from Robert Lovell in the morning by any means. So it'll be baseline out of bounds for Summit Academy.
It's not on the radio. Robert's not the boss if it's not on the radio.
I don't need a call from Barrett Hilton.
There you go. Okay.
Because I'll see Barrett tomorrow.
Robert's still the boss.
Yeah. Ball goes inside. The runner for 2. It's strong. Rebound comes down to Louder. Shot clock is off here. Grantsville moved it pretty quick, Greg, on their last time out. And then they'll hold for. It looks like they're going to hold for 1 here.
Yeah, 13-point lead, 15 seconds left. I don't blame them. Take that double-digit lead into the locker room.
Louder gives left side Williams. Cody with it up top. Now she resets with 4, with 3, with 2, and with 1. Williams to the 10. Wow. Finishes with the left hand. And the Lady Cowboys will take a game-high 15-point lead into the halftime locker room. It's Grantsville 27, Summit Academy 12. Halftime coming up next here on TeamHive.live, ETV, and KSLSports.com.
Hi, I'm Dustin Shakespeare, the Central Region Pathways Coordinator. Do you know what pathways are offered at your high school that connect with Snow College? Students enrolled in career technical education courses can develop valuable real-world technical skills and a strong academic foundation. Over 630 students completed CTE pathways last year in the Central Utah region. Our 35 pathways empower students to explore career options, pursue what they are passionate about, and earn valuable industry certifications. To learn more about these career pathways, talk to your CTE teachers and school counselors today.
Are you or a loved one experiencing a mental health crisis? Let us help. Aspen Grove Behavioral Hospital offers no-cost mental health assessments, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have a choice in your mental health care. Insist on Aspen Grove Behavioral Hospital for instant care. Call us today to speak with one of our highly trained mental health professionals. Call 801-852-2273. Or for more information, visit aspengrovehospital.com.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now, Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Bark is an app that helps families manage every aspect of their children's digital lives. Worried about your 12-year-old stumbling upon something harmful or inappropriate? With Bark, you can block sites and apps. Bark runs in the background, scanning your child's digital activities, and sends you an alert if it detects something you need to know about. While there are lots of options out there, Bark's approach to online safety is one of a kind. You've got this, and Bark's got your back.
Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
The Chevy Silverado. With available Super Cruise connected by OnStar. Only Super Cruise lets you drive hands-free and tow hands-free. It'll help you get to the adventure energized, and it'll help drive you home.
Drive yours away this President's Day. Get 2.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,000 total value on this Silverado High Country when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Death taxes and Grantsville forcing turnovers. They forced 13 first-half turnovers to now lead it by 15, 27-12. Leading scorers here at the break. Look at how balanced this is across the board for the Cowboys. Obviously, your 2 stars, 9 points apiece from them, Louder and Allred, and then Williams and Orjo with 4 points apiece. That's just what they've done all season long. Those 4 specific girls getting the scorebook awfully quick, and they've done a great job.
Look at Bailey Louder's overall stats here. 9 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. I mean, what'd you say? Who's at the Jazz game tonight? Mr. 5x5?
Yes, Andre Kirilenko.
Andre Kirilenko. That's an Andre Kirilenko type of stat line right there. Great job by Bailey Louder there to lead her Lady Cowboys to a 15-point lead here at halftime.
Yeah, fun night at the Jazz game. You've got the 4 All-Stars from the 2000s era there, Darren Williams, Carlos Boozer, Mehmet Okur, Andre Kirilenko. That's my childhood, Mr. Gregory Sterner. First time I've called you that today, by the way. I usually only do it during Manti games.
You owe me.
No, kind of fun to see those 4 guys. That was a big part of my upbringing and childhood. I think I had every single one of their jerseys, or at least the jersey T-shirt at some point, of all 4 of those guys.
That 2007 run
Western
to
Conference
the Western
Finals.
Conference Finals, beating that Golden State Warriors team and the Houston Rockets, T-Mac, Boozer with the left hand in Houston, Game 7.
Kirilenko finally hits a 3 in that Game 7. Hadn't hit one all series long. That was a fun group. Old Jerry Sloan, R.I.P. to him, of course. But that was a big impact on me as a 12-year-old kid to where I'm at now as a broadcaster. I mean,
made you love basketball.
It did. I was at the infamous Derek Fisher game.
Yeah.
Still to this day, the loudest me and my dad agree. My dad's been to a lot of Jazz games over the years. Still says that's the loudest he's ever heard that arena.
He came in and hit those corner threes, that lefty 3.
Forced Baron Davis into a backcourt violation to get us to overtime. Fun. That was that as a 12-year-old. Still the best, possibly the best sporting event I've ever been to. There have been a few BYU football games that are up there as well, but that group had a big impact on me. So
it's why The Voice
And, you know, as
Mid-Utah Radio here, Tanner Wilkinson is doing this game right now for you.
Thank D. Will, AK-47 Booze, and the Money Man.
That's right.
Love me some Emmett Kerr money. As second half is now underway for Summit Academy. They were led in the first half. A couple scores with 4, Backus and Georgeson. And, again, they only had 4 in that second quarter. And a turnover again, 14th turnover now by Summit Academy. Euro step from White, and she finishes for 2. What a take from Ren White.
Yeah, Ren White just able to lean underneath the outstretched arms and get that 2, and now another turnover here. 2 to start this quarter.
All red inside to Louder. Bailey's in double figures, and just like that, the lead's to 19. And another turnover. As it will go back to the Cowboys. This press is...
You're 36 seconds in to this second half, and 3 turnovers caused by the Grantsville Cowboys.
So we got 31-12, only 4 points scored in the second quarter by the Bears. Bounce pass to Allred inside, had a good shot, passes it up, now takes it baseline. Going to send it back up to White. White will look to attack. She'll get in the lane. Euro step, floater. No, follows her shot and gets her own rebound. Trying to send it somewhere. Doesn't go anywhere, and reach and foul going to be called. Wait, who are they calling this on? Are they going to call this on Summit Academy here? Oh, no, they give it to Grantsville. So, All Red picks up the foul.
Grantsville's just picking up that full court press, so it looked like, now they'll back off a little bit out of it, but still running the press.
Yeah, this 1-2-2 just wreaks havoc.
Again.
And All Red nearly takes it away. There was just no White jersey there to pick it up. Jump shot for 2, looks good and is good from Destiny Flores, 8 points per game from the senior. Cuts the lead to 17, a good-looking jumper.
15-foot jumper from the left side, nothing but net.
All Red sends to the corner. 3-point shots on the way, it's long. Rebound comes down as they just get right into it as
that trap just kills you.
Loose ball now, are we going to get a jump? That's a missed shot. And you are in your press like that. Just unbelievable. I'm literally speechless at how quickly they're able to get into a press off a missed shot.
A lot of teams will get into presses off of made shots.
Yes,
you can set it up
very common.
Off of an air ball to just run right into it. Yeah.
All Red with the left hand. She'll look to attack. Float it up, no. Loose ball comes down in the paint to Backus. Going to head the other way. The drive, the finish, off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound and stick back inside from Reagan Georgeson. That makes it 31-16. A little bit of an answer here.
Good job by the Bears to get it up the court quickly with passing. No dribbling, just pass, and then a shot and a good follow-up.
Louder to the rim. She draws a foul and will end up going to the line for 2. A tough fall. And good to see Backus get back up quickly. So Louder will go to the line to shoot 2. With 5:57 to go here in the third quarter. Appreciate everyone that's tuned in throughout the day. It's been a fun day overall. A lot of good games across the board. Probably the wildest of the day so far, that Emory Judge Memorial matchup, which we'll get part 2 of that. The boys matched up earlier. The girls are after this. That 4-5 matchup.
Me and Dustin Shakespeare on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of fun that the same 2 teams match up, boys and girls. Judge, the 10 seed, able to upset the 2 seed Emory, which upset as far as seeds are concerned.
Sure.
Not sure how much of an upset it really is as far as the strength of the 2 teams.
Right. Deflection. Williams gets it up to Louder. Louder's going to have an uncontested lay-in, and she scores it 34-16. 5:44 left here in the third.
14 now for Bailey Louder.
Williams deflects it, and it will stay Summit Academy basketball. 31 on the shot clock here. You have 6 seconds to get it across. Does it reset on a deflection like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Anytime timeout, anytime it goes out of bounds, it resets.
Ball to Louder. She's hammered. They don't call anything.
Wow.
And
so a block
she's a little slow to get up.
To Georgeson.
Yeah, good block from Georgeson at the end of the day. Let's see here on this replay. That'll be baseline out of bounds for the Cowboys either way here. Looking to trigger is Orgill. Corner 3 from Butler. Good. A good-looking jumper from Emmy Butler.
Yeah, her first bucket. She's done a lot of good things, though, off the bench for the Cowboys.
Gets right there, and they'll call a reach and foul on her. So 5:23 left.
She had 3 steals in the first half.
Off the bench, just a freshman. So we'll see Holmes look to send it in here. Gets it in. Back to her for 3. Good inbounds play. In and out on the 3. A good look.
Yeah, that was a good-looking shot.
Orgill the rebound as she comes across the timeline. Crosses to her left. Gets down the lane. Throws up the wild shot and is fouled. And that will send Afton Orgill to the free throw line with 5:11 to go in the third. Good take.
What was it? I mean, we keep going back to this, but what was it? 14-8, I think.
It was at the end of one.
14-8, so
it's a 23-8 run.
Yeah, a run over a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, 23-8 since that point.
First free throw short.
It's what the best teams do.
Yeah.
The best teams, you might play with them for a short time, but they put you away. And Grantsville's a great team.
Orgill's second drops 38-16, 5:11. As Coach Vera saying, back up a little bit. Now let's try a little bit more of a half-court trap as the ball goes low to Holmes. Ends up on the floor into the hands of Cody Williams. Williams leads the break coast to coast. She is stripped. Out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cowboys with 4:56 left.
She tried to create a little bit of space there with Backus, and Backus was just able to get her hand in there at the last second. Yeah, great defense there after taking a little bit of punishment as she's running backwards.
All red on the baseline, sends it in. Now ball goes back up to Williams. Louder not in the game, and we'll get a moving screen here. Leo screen on Grantsville.
Tried to set up that little bit of an elevator screen where you got 2 up top. You have the inbounder come through it. And I think they're just saying they moved into that screen, kind of leaned a hip into it.
Ball goes over on the right side. Now back up top to Backus. And how about Emmy Butler? Another deflection for the Cowboys with 4:46 to go. So it'll be Holmes with the basketball. Going to send it back in up top. Back over. Holmes. Skip pass over to the right side to Flores. Flores draws a double team. Goes back over right side. Bounce pass to Georgeson. Now in the corner to Holmes. Back to Georgeson. Ball deflected. Another steal. Cody Williams has
past
it.
That.
Williams looks to go in. Lowers the shoulder again. And gives Summit Academy some credit. They're defending that well.
Yeah,
sometimes that's tough.
Yeah, Williams does a good job at kind of leaning that shoulder in. Not enough to be an offensive foul, but enough to give yourself a little bit more room there to try and take that shot. But Summit Academy's done a good job at closing out after that little bit of a push. Not even a push, a bump. Let's call it a bump.
That's a good call. Up top, trying to go with it. Gives right side now to Backus. Goes back door inside to Holmes for 2. She makes it in. Good take from Keita Holmes.
Yeah, the defense rotated pretty quickly there for Grantsville to get there and challenge that shot. But Holmes just a little bit taller than the defender, able to get it off the glass. Good job by her.
The dribble drive inside. All red, scoop, miss, rebound Backus.
That would have been pretty. The kind of up underneath the hoop, that reverse layup would have been pretty if it would have fallen.
Left-hand drive from Backus. Gets to the rim. Can't finish. Great rebound from Williams, and then they're going to call a foul. I think she didn't lose her balance completely. They wouldn't have called that.
Yeah.
But now they call a foul.
2 times down the court there, a little dollar move and a dime finish. Both sides here, just not able to finish, but a nice move to get to the hoop. Both sides, Grantsville and Summit Academy.
38-18, 3:35 to go here in the third quarter. Appreciate you joining us on TeamHive.live, ETV, and KSLSports.com for the 3A Girls Championships. First semifinal matchup set, Richfield and Carbon. They played each other twice already.
Split.
Both 25-point wins on the opposing team's home floor.
So weird.
Bank shot good inside for 2. That is Alexis Egbert, the junior, who's checked in for the first time tonight.
Yeah, just came in for her first action.
Gets a deflection, but a foul here, so that'll be the 4th team foul on Grantsville. 3:11 to go. Summit Academy parents like it.
Yeah. Carbon and Richfield, though, that semifinal tomorrow, that's going to be a fun game. I'm excited for that one. I'm assuming that'll probably be you and Rick Robinson on the call for that one. But that 2 teams that know each other well, as you mentioned, blowouts on the opposing team's court, but just a lot of talent on both teams there.
All red gets the steal. Transition. Dumps it off to Williams. Williams blocked and fouled. I thought that was the cleanest one of the few we've had the last few possessions. So Cody goes to the free throw line now. Best free throw shooter on the team at 67%.
Yeah, it looked like she was straight up there. But so talking about Richfield here.
Yeah.
Hallie Janes, NBA All-Star Weekend. You had Sabrina Ionescu. First one good there. First one good there by Cody Williams. Gives her 5 points. You had Sabrina Ionescu and Steph Curry. I'd love to see a little Miles Barnett versus Hallie Janes at Richfield. That would be a fun little three-point competition. Both Richfield boys and girls in the semifinals. Judge has a chance to match that here later on. The boys made it. Girls have a chance to make it there as well.
Backus, good ball handling. Breaks through the pressure. Little runner for two is no good inside by the Bears. And rebound comes down here to Williams. She's fouled from behind, and it's going to be 2 free throws the rest of the way. Some Academy parents don't like it, so free throws coming here for Williams. 2:48 left here in the third quarter.
Third foul on Backus here.
Something to keep an eye on. As Williams, 67% on the season, as mentioned, best free throw shooter on the team. Looking to add to this total, in and out. Update on the Jazz as they're hosting Charlotte. It's halftime. Hornets lead 56-52. Charlotte's bad.
Yeah.
Greg, Charlotte's like really bad.
Well,
13-41.
Recently, so
the Jazz are
so,
now.
So are
after
Jazz.
the trades, Jazz are that way. Checking in for Grantsville after the made free throw, it's Orgel.
It was Williams, right? Now with 6 points.
Cody Williams, yep.
Yeah, now with 6 points for Williams. Last couple from the free throw line.
Over on the left side is Flores. Picks up her dribble, gets it across. Now right side, ball deflected. It's going to end up to Backus. She'll look to drive it, bounce it inside, up, in for 2. Good take inside from Sierra Johnson.
4 points now for Sierra. Nice little move to get that ball off the glass to go.
42-20, 2:23 left here in quarter number 3. Allred's going to skip it. Back over to Butler. Goes inside. The drive with the left hand. Unable to finish was Egbert. Rebound and push by the Bears here. Right side, Backus. Left hand spin. Floater. Finish.
Pretty.
Nice take from Avery Backus. 42-22. 2:01 to go.
6 points now for the leading scorer for the Bears this year, Avery Backus. Beautiful move to get into the lane and use that left hand.
Just a junior, like her game a lot. Allred thought about the corner 3. Skips it high to Egbert, send back out. The drive from Orgel, tries to dump it, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession is going to go to the Bears here with a minute 43 left in quarter number 3.
Nice little stop there to get the turnover with the jump ball. Back to the Bears.
Minute 43 left here in quarter number 3. As Grantsville really came out aggressive in that press, kind of set the tone here in the second half, but some of the academies played a little bit better these last few minutes. Bad news, you're still down 20.
Yeah.
Flores with it, draws the double, gives it high, it's deflected, and taken away by Alexis Egbert. A lot of juniors on this Cowboy team. You're going to see a lot of seniors next year. Ball goes in the corner to Allred. She's going to take it to the rim. Dump off inside to Orgel. She lays it up and in for 2. 44-22, Grantsville. Minute 15 left.
7 points now for Afton Orgel. Good job by getting that just off the glass. It was a kind of a line drive shot that caught the glass and fell.
Good give and go. Backus, little runner for 2. No, rebound comes down inside now. And the other way, skips it up to Allred. Pump fake, bounce pass in, spin, shoot, bank from Egbert, and she gets it to go. 46-22, 51.1 to go in the third quarter. Ball on the right side, gets it high to Johnson, swing over, left side 3 on the way from Orm, nearly banked it home. Allred gets the rebound. 40 seconds here in the third. Allred, oh, what a hesitation dribble. Left hand finish for 2. Avery Allred doing Avery Allred things. 48-22, 25 ticks left here in the third.
She's into double figures now with 11 points. That was a beautiful little hesitation move at about the free throw line area to get that open left hand layup.
Flores looks to drive it, spins, runs into 3 white jerseys, sends it over to Morgan, Reagan Morgan, who's checked into the game. Up top, gives right side, a three-point shot from Orm. Looks good, off the side of the rim, no. Rebound to Egbert. And that ends quarter number 3. Grantsville 48, Summit Academy 22. Fourth quarter action next on TeamHive.live, ETV, and KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Dustin Shakespeare, the Central Region Pathways Coordinator. Do you know what pathways are offered at your high school that connect with Snow College? Students enrolled in career technical education courses can develop valuable real-world technical skills and a strong academic foundation. Over 630 students completed CTE pathways last year in the Central Utah region. Our 35 pathways empower students to explore career options, pursue what they are passionate about, and earn valuable industry certifications. To learn more about these career pathways, talk to your CTE teachers and school counselors today.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Final quarter of play, Grantsville with a 26-point lead on their way to another semifinal performance and appearance. They'll have to wait to see who they get in the semifinal matchup. We'll have Emory and Judge Memorial round 2. The Judge boys get the win earlier this afternoon. See if the Emory girls can get some avenging.
Yeah,
going
Judge girls come in the higher seed in that game. It's the 4-5 game. Judge had a tough game against North Sanpete.
Yes.
Which, I mean, wasn't that great of a team. That, just looking at that score, surprised me. I think a 7-point victory.
How about this? Avery Backus coast to coast with a little butter on toast, and she gets the and one. Get a chance to add a little cinnamon sugar to that butter.
Ooh, my childhood.
Now here's something to talk about in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
We
need some things.
You ever watch?
Go ahead.
You ever watch the Kelsey as the free throws miss? You ever watch the Kelsey, was it Newer Heights? Is that what it's called, the Kelsey Brothers
the podcast? I just see clips when something crazy
I've never
happens.
sat down and listened to it.
Yeah.
They did cereal rankings this week.
Ooh.
They did a pretty good job. I was surprised at how similar they were. They had essentially the same top 5. Just the order was a little bit off as we get a foul outside on a 3-point shot. So this is going to be 3 free throws here for Emmy Butler with 7:30 to go. That's 5 foul. Oh, you hate to see that. Avery Backus, who's played terrific tonight, has fouled out of the ball game.
Yeah, great player
with
there.
7:30 to go.
She's got that 15 seconds. So are you going to break the suspense and tell me what the number 1 Kelsey favorite cereal was? Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
So it was
Fruity Pebbles?
Fruity Pebbles was not in the top 5.
They're wrong.
I'm not I agree. I'm not a Fruity Pebbles guy.
Look,
I'm not.
I'm a 43-year-old man that can still like a good bowl of Fruity Pebbles. What are we talking about? Go ahead. We gotta finish it now, my heck.
I know both of them had, I believe, at number 5 as the second one drops from Butler. She missed the first. Second one, I believe they had.
Oh, by the way, she's shooting free throws. Go ahead.
Yeah. One more here for Butler, who's been great, by the way. The freshman, she's been really impressive.
She has been awesome.
Goes 2 for 3, 50-24. I know they both had Captain Crunch at 4, one with berries, one without the berries.
Go ahead.
I'm not a huge Captain Crunch guy either. Ball goes back door inside. I'm trying to remember this now. Lucky Charms was involved in that. I'm a big Lucky Charms guy. Cinnamon Toast Crunch was involved. I'm a big CTC guy. There was none of like the wheat brand or the shredded wheats or Cheerios or anything like that.
Not surprising from the Kelsey
brothers.
No.
No, those boys sugared up growing up. Mama Kelsey made sure. Have you seen the Chunky Soup commercial, Greg?
No.
Free throw good.
Where are we?
Sierra Johnson gets fouled and is at the line as she makes the first of 2.
People are looking at us probably behind and seeing me laughing, my body's shaking. What are we talking about?
Cereal and the Kelsey brothers. I want to say Cinnamon Toast Crunch was number one for both of them, now that I'm thinking about it, which
would tie into your butter on toast with cinnamon.
That's where it came from. Yeah, that's exactly where this conversation started. So split free throws, it's 50-25, 7-11 to go. Looking to drive is Butler. She sends it in the corner. It's an open three. It's no good inside by Hazy Hall, who's checked in for the first time tonight. I imagine a good chunk of these Grantsville starters' nights are done as they've got a game tomorrow.
Butter on toast is a Greg Rubel,
It is,
correct?
yes. Learn that from Gregory. Learn that from that, Gregory. Yeah. Ball inside, out of bounds. It'll go back to Summit Academy here.
Did you get away with calling him Gregory?
No, didn't dare.
Okay. He's an intimidating man.
He is, and for good reason. When you're an intern at BYU. When you're working for him, yeah. And we had a good relationship. There were a couple jokes cracked from time to time.
Okay.
So you watch The Office. Not as much as me, but you watch The Office. The Prison Mike episode's pretty well known. As the corner three's up, no good. Johnson put back is blocked. The Cowboys get it back. The Prison Mike episode's pretty iconic. Everyone, if you watch The Office, you know Michael's alter ego, Prison Mike.
The belle of the ball.
Deep three on the right side, short. Rebound comes down here to Flores as she'll look to push the break. BYU's playing
crossover.
Nice crossover in the lane. Draws the foul.
That one, beautiful.
They waved the shot off. They're going to say it's on the ground. I liked that take.
Give it to her. Oh, boy. It's not the NBA. I get it, but still. A beautiful shot there by Flores.
Terrific take from Destiny. So the BYU's playing Niagara in a non-conference game. This is the WCC days, and this is before you really had to schedule hard non-conference games. The NCAA really started cracking down on that. Inside pass, shots no good, rebound to the Cowboys. Niagara's coach was very intimidating. Greg warns me about this because it's like the second time in 3 years BYU's played Niagara. After the game, and the guy was very nice to me. I came well prepared, asked some good questions. He was very nice after, but a very intense man as the shot's blocked out of bounds. Stays with the Cowboys here. He was Prison Mike in real life, the way he talked.
Oh, really?
With the intensity. Now, he had never gone to prison by any means.
But he just sounded like
And he hadn't done research on the internet, so it was 50-50, His knowledge of prison was half internet, half being in prison. But so I joke about this to Greg, and I'm taking a swing here.
Okay.
And I have Greg Rubel hunched over laughing.
Oh, wow.
And Greg then does an imitation of it.
Wow, that is surprising.
I'm Prison Mike.
Wow.
So
that surprises me.
We've gone.
So you were doing interviews of the other coach, right?
At post game, yeah. And
people listening from Grantsville and Summit Academy, 100% didn't know that. I guarantee. Maybe a few Manti listeners, Juab, would have known that. Proceed.
Right.
Yes.
So anyway, loved my year working for Greg. I learned more in that year interning for Greg Rubel about preparation, craftsmanship within the broadcast world, and just giving your time and love to the game. And it was a great experience for me.
Too bad you jinxed the Cougars with the worst football season that they've had since 2004, which I will blame you for.
The 1 year I'm there. Kalani's second year, the Ty Detmer fire year. And I tell you what, Ty Detmer is as classy of a man as you could get. Yeah. Got to know Fred Warner a little bit in that year. Now the best linebacker in the National Football League. Had a great Super Bowl despite the Niners coming up short.
And
Fred is a class
you're
act.
Basically friends with him. I mean, you have his number on your phone, right?
Fred Warner has no idea who I am.
Okay.
I asked him a few questions, and he was always very nice. My first two interviews, though, at BYU, Ty Detmer and Fred Warner. How about that?
Boy, wow. Legends.
Name dropping, yeah.
Yeah.
Ball goes inside here to Thornton, and it's taken away. Summit Academy gets the steal heading the other way. Only what you'll get with a Tanner and Greg non-radio call late on a Thursday night where we've had too much Mountain Dew here at the SVC. Ball goes down inside and a foul. Good take from Sierra Johnson. I like Sierra Johnson's game. She's played very well tonight.
5 points.
Just a sophomore.
Yeah, 5 points for her.
I like what Coach Archuleta is building here. Backus just a junior. Johnson a sophomore. Keita Holmes a junior. You got Flores as a senior and Georgeson. They'll both sorely be missed a year from now. Johnson's free throw in and out. 5:40 to go. How about the Cougs, by the way? Story of the Big 12. You lose to Oklahoma State, the worst team in the conference.
Beat Baylor.
And then you go beat Baylor.
Wow. Yeah. The Cougs, there's been some frustrating games. Misses both of the free throws here. There's been some frustrating games, but you tell me in December that this is what the record BYU would had, and I would have, one, called you a liar.
Yeah.
And two, I would have said, I need nothing more in my life.
Gravy. Yeah, this has all been. You bring the whole same crew back. Now you add Ali Khalifa as the threes off there. You think you're going to get some other guys as Johnson runs the fast break. Up and in for two.
Move.
Nice take from Sierra Johnson. 50-27 with 5:12 to go. Well, yeah, essentially Ali Khalifa is really the only addition. Your other transfers have been hurt, and Adams and Baker, the guys you thought were going to really contribute high. Yeah. You bring a lot of guys back. Mark Pope believed in, and give Mark credit for sticking with those guys, not forcing them out. I thought we were going to have way more BYU would have way more transfers than they did. And at the end of the day, it's been. How about Richie Saunders, by the way? Talk a little local Central Utah flavor. Him and Fus Traore playing at Wasatch Academy. Yeah. And the miss inside. Rebound comes down to Summit Academy with 4:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Near travel there from Georgeson. The drive here from Flores. I like the runner. It's short. A late blocking call, and that's going to lead to 2 free throws here for Destiny Flores. I like her aggression here in this fourth quarter. Pretty floater. Clearly gets hip.
Yeah, just a couple of points, but she's done a lot of good things. You can tell Coach Archuleta keeps her on the floor for most of the game. I don't know that she's been out much at all. So
I think she picked up a couple early fouls, and aside from that, she's been out there.
Yeah.
63% at the line on the season. Shot is up. High arcer off the back of the rim. She'll get one more.
Kind of a disgusted look back at her coach. You could tell she was frustrated with herself right there with that miss.
Jazz update. Hornets lead 73-69 in that one. In and out. Fight for the rebound. And we're going to get a tie-up. We are. Possession stays with Summit Academy. 73-69. Charlotte leads it. Lowry Markkinen with 17 for Utah. How good was that three-point contest across the board, though, on Saturday?
Got to have 25 to move on, 26.
It was 26. Markkinen got 25, and he didn't move on. Ball deflected and out of bounds. Cowboys get another turnover, and Grantsville will head the other way with 4:27 to go. I did enjoy that Steph Sabrina shootout, though.
Cool.
And someone tweeted the idea: Steph and Dame versus Sabrina and Caitlin Clark a year from now.
Oh yeah, that'd get some ratings.
Give it to me. Yeah. I loved it. Loved it. Was the best part of the
fun.
All-Star weekend.
That's fun. Yep.
Reach and foul here on Summit Academy with 4:15 to play. That'll be the first personal foul on number 4, Reagan Morgan. Just a sophomore. A lot of good young players for Summit Academy. Going to be fascinating to watch them a year from now. Jumper up and out. Rebound comes back down to Emmy Butler. As Sadie Thornton with the dribble drive. She'll look to attack. Give it up top to Orgel. She'll swing it left side to White. White will send it to the corner. The lob inside, and it's just overshot out of bounds. Back to Summit Academy with 3:56 to go in this one. Well, Greg, what do you think? Let's start talking a little bit about that game coming up. Judge Memorial and Emory. You mentioned Judge played a close game with North Sanpete. Emory, two good programs. Two programs that are always here in the top 8 every year.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, absolutely. The state champions, both of them in the recent past.
Yeah.
In the 3A girls basketball. I did 2 Emory games this year when they played Manti, both in the playoffs a week ago, and then early in the season when they were over in Manti. And they've got a lot of good players. Emory's got a good team. They've got some height. They got a sophomore that comes off the bench, Kennedy Mon, that ends up either leading them in scoring or right near. It's within a tenth of a point or so to leading. And she comes off the bench. Coach Faimalo's got good thing going there in Castledale. I'm excited for that next one. It should be a really tight matchup, as a 4-5 matchup should be.
Right, you'd expect that. Free throws go. Both of them go for Keita Holmes. 86% from the line on the year for Keita. That's
wow.
And not on a massive amount of attempts, but enough that makes your eyes pop.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll take that at the NBA level. You'll take that anywhere. 86%. That's great shooting.
Absolutely. The drive and handoff out front to White. White bounces it inside. It's deflected. Turnover heading the other way for Flores. Flores left side, bounce pass up ahead, deflection, and a steal out of bounds. So,
Tanner, we talked favorite cereals earlier.
Yes, sir.
Do you think I can ask Dustin Shakespeare about favorite cereals?
I don't think he's going to give you quite the analysis that he might give you out on the floor.
I don't think Dustin will look at me like I just swallowed some cereal or something.
Maybe he's a Raisin Bran guy. I don't know.
I
don't think we got in. Do you have a number one? Is Fruity Pebbles your number one?
I do like some Fruity Pebbles. Like seriously, admitting that I'm like a 9-year-old. I get that. I understand. I'm admitting what I am. Literally, I have 4 adult children.
Oh my gosh, you do.
Kevin turned 18.
Kevin just turned 18. Yeah.
Cam turned 20 the other day. Yeah. Anyway,
but
yes,
old, brother.
Fruity Pebbles is good. Fruity Pebbles is good stuff.
Tell you what, I love me a good old bowl of Chex. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, that's
it's in
good.
my top 5 though.
Yeah.
It's just something simple,
something healthy,
something to snack on. Yeah.
Yeah. Little granola is pretty good with some whole milk.
I'm a big granola and
yogurt
guy. I like parfaits like I'm Donkey from Shrek. I could talk about parfaits for days. Little Eddie Murphy for you on Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that what that was?
Oh no! Oh no! We're entering dangerous territory here, my friend. Flores gets an open look at a 3 off the back rim. Rebound comes down inside to Egbert. Now left side for Emmy Butler, along with Afton Orgill. That's in the ball game. Straight away with its Egbert. Left hand gives to Orgill. 3 minutes to play in this one. Grantsville moving on to the semis. Summit Academy will get the loser of Judge Memorial and Emory. That's going to be a tough one either way.
Yeah.
Big good growth opportunity for Coach Archuleta this weekend with some of these younger players he's got. These are the kind of experiences. Well, we've seen this year to year. Some of these younger teams that come in just to get to the top 8 is a big experience. You get to play a couple extra games, and it ends up paying dividends down the road.
Well, what's crazy, I mean, you talk about young teams. We've talked about it earlier, but Grantsville's a pretty young team as well.
No seniors.
Yeah.
And that's another foul out as Reagan Georgerson's night comes to an end, the senior.
Gotta love Coach Archuleta here. You're not seeing it on our camera, but he's giving a hand to her.
Yes,
he's giving her 5. He's pumping her up there. I like that. Even it's a 21-point deficit right now.
Yeah.
But still coaching. Love to see it.
He's got a good culture going. I like his coaching style. I like the attitude that these players play with. Look, I'm just going to be blunt and say it. We've seen some mouthy players today, especially on the boys' side of the bracket.
That's correct.
Very mouthy, and that goes across the board. I'm not singling anyone out here.
Well, and sometimes mouthy players, if you get kicked out of a game, you don't play tomorrow either.
Found that out as well. That's the storyline heading into tomorrow as the second free throw drops, 51-29. But I just like the attitude of these Summit Academy girls. They like their coach. They love their program and their school.
Yeah.
And they've had great attitudes tonight. Emery Clark, a senior, in now for Summit Academy. Off the bench. Holmes going to swing it over left side to Morgan. Catch inside for Clark. And then a foul out front, so this is going to lead to 2 free throws here, I believe, for Reagan Morgan. Or is this going to be from Clark?
Let's look at her smiling. She's happy.
I love it.
Again, you're down 22, but she's just excited to get to the free throw line. Looking back at the bench, her
The
bench
parents.
is happy. Yeah, I love it.
This
love
is
to
great.
see it. That's high school basketball.
Absolutely. Clark's first free throw is up. In and out. Oh, a good look. Couple subs for Grantsville. Genevieve Moore, a junior, will check in along with Grace Holm, another junior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 juniors on this Grantsville team.
Wow, that's a class, isn't it? They were winning titles all coming up through middle school basketball and all that, I guarantee it.
Clark goes 0 for 2. Rebound comes down. And the other way for Moore. Orgill with the basketball. Good defense from Clark. Orgill gets by. Dumps it off to Egbert inside. It's short. Egbert gets her own rebound. Sticks it back up and in. Well, tip to her. Can't grab an air ball. 53-29. 2:14 to go.
She's had a pretty good game off the bench as well, Alexis Egbert. 7 points for her. I think most of those in the second half.
Yeah. Ball goes on the right side to Druce. She's going to end up. Johnson still out there. Goes low to Clark. Passes out for a 3. Looks good. In and out. Rebound fought for on the baseline. Saved in. Clark gets it. Swings it back up top. 3-point shot on the way. In and out again. Rebound.
Another good look.
Such a good look from Holmes.
Yeah, she's got a quick trigger, doesn't she? She catches that and she's firing.
Looks to drive. The shot. Count it and a foul. A great take from Genevieve Moore.
Yeah, we're talking about how excited Summit Academy was after a foul and some free throws. Genevieve Moore, look at her teammates bouncing up and down, happy for their teammate.
And I love Josh Archuleta here, the head coach. He's still coaching, saying, hey, one shot. We're not giving up offensive rebounds. Minute 37 left. Couple more subs check in for Grantsville as they go a little deeper in the bench. Free throw is off. Fight for the rebounds. Out of bounds. Stays with Grantsville here with a minute 36 left in the fourth period. So it'll be baseline out of bounds for the Grantsville Cowboys. Joe Williams almost making our shot here. He mouths sorry.
Standing right in front of us.
We love Joe.
One of our camera guys.
Who doesn't love Joe?
Producers. Yeah.
Ball deflected out of bounds. And how about the defense from Emery Clark deflecting that off of the Grantsville defender with a minute 29. Summit Academy basketball as Reagan Morgan's going to bring it down. Here with the final moments of this one. Little running jump shot for two is long. Rebound comes down inside. Clark gets the rebound and then is fouled. And Emery Clark's going to have a chance for two more free throws here.
I hope our cameras catch her smile.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's high school basketball. You said, I like how you phrased it earlier.
Yep.
At the end of the day, sports are fun.
Yeah, have fun with it. Why not? Let's get in the scorebook here. Emery, first one not quite there. Just a bit outside.
You know, Greg, and I think that's a big thing that sometimes is taken away in today's sports. Let's let the kids have fun. Let's let the students, both on and off the court, have some fun.
Philosophical Tanner here with us tonight.
Oh, that one's no good. Doesn't hit the rim, so that means we're going to be side out of bounds to Grantsville with a minute 16 left here in the ball game. Ball comes in right side to Thornton, just a sophomore. Played some big minutes tonight in that first half. Sadie sends it over in the corner. Joe Williams making sure he's out of the way now. Turnaround jumper's off. Rebound comes down to Holmes. We love Joe. Papa Joe.
Yeah.
Ball goes over on the right side. Morgan looks to attack. Trying to get it somewhere. And we're going to get a jump. We are possession to Grantsville. 49.5 left on the clock. It'll be side out of bounds for Grantsville. Ball goes over on the right side to Thornton. Now up top with it's Holmes. She'll look to attack. Drive, draws a crowd. Ball's on the ground. Clark with the rebound and the steal, should say. Ball comes up here for Holmes. Going to give it over on the right side to Audrey Druce, just a junior who's checked in. Ball goes over right side. Holmes thought about the long three, and then we're going to get a reach and a foul out front here on Malia Bowman, a sophomore who's checked in for Grantsville. Sierra Johnson to the line. 24.5 left on the game clock.
So 7 points for Sierra Johnson. Leader for the Bears is Avery Backus with 8, so she could take the lead here if she knocks down both of these free throws.
Both underclassmen, as Johnson's just a sophomore. First one's up, front rim, back rim in. She had
Shooter's touch.
Yeah, she had to put a little jump into it and make sure she didn't cross the line.
Yeah, put a little extra in to get it over the rim there.
Start thinking T-Mac where he'd take his free throws about 2 steps back.
Yeah.
Knocks them both down. 55-31, 24.5 left as the Grantsville Lady Cowboys will find themselves in the semifinals for the second consecutive year. Summit Academy will have a date tomorrow morning. With whom? We'll find out. Yeah. Coming up next, it's going to be the Emory Spartans and the Judge Memorial Bulldogs. We'll have a quick post-game show coming up for you after this. And then we'll turn things over to you and we'll have a break and then turn things over to you and Dustin Shakespeare. Your final, Grantsville 55, Summit Academy 31. We'll be back with post-game coverage next here on TeamHive.live with KSLSports.com and ETV.